I am told if Ken Dayton will accept me, then I can be the landscape architect for the plaza too. So I'm invited to Ken Dayton's house for supper, which I must say was an intimidating experience. So here I am again, you know. Ken Dayton was bigger than life. He was a short guy, but he was one of these guys who owned Dayton's, was instrumental in getting IDC, and was really a very important person in this town. And whether I got this commission was dependent on whether Ken Dayton liked me. When it was all over, I got it, obviously, but I still not convinced he liked me. You know. And then I was asked by this Tommy Thompson, Paul, who is, by the way, I felt was one of the most important clients I've ever worked with. Bright, understood what you were trying to get at, receptive, politically astute. It says, if you don't like the fact that you want to level it, we'll be happy to level it and have the architect put a well around those windows. And obviously, given my philosophy, the idea of creating a bowl was appropriate. I said, no, it's fine, leave it. And because I think I want the relationship between the street and the plaza itself. Then the next thing was too, and the reason for the plaza, by the way, was because Nicolette was getting, the shopping on Nicolette was impacted by these events. They didn't want the people. They wanted them to be in a place you could congregate. Yeah, and it was at the end of Nicolette, and they were going to continue Nicolette. So the other caveat was, if you're going to design it, we don't want it to be a hard paved surface. It's kind of, and if you make it grass, it's, in my mind, if you make it grass, it's going to be impossible to maintain. And that's where the idea came from, making it a pool that could be easily drained. And that we carry that idea, that same notion, to Olympic Plaza in Calgary as well. And it works beautifully in both cases. So when you want this, the water just drains into a sump and is put back. The fountain keeps going, and we don't call it a plaza. So we call it a park plaza. Kind of as a bastard between two forms. And the other things, they really wanted it to be green. So when it's green, it's green. And when they need a place for people to gather, shut off the feed into the plaza area, let the fountain keep, the water drains in, and it becomes, 70% paved. So that notion worked, and works very well. We wanted, because of the center, we also felt that the plaza should have something to activate it, more than just the fountain. And Thompson agreed. On the, I don't know which end, the end that the entrance is, we had always left it unfinished. The notion was that we would make a connection. We actually had a plan. I have a drawing, a connection from the symphony into a room, a restaurant that would be at the plaza level. You'd step up to get enough headroom, and you'd have this restaurant with outdoor dining facing the water at the water level. Here's again the politics of design. Tommy Thompson was ready to fund it. He would build it out, raw space, and then lease it. The restaurateur who was across the street said, "You know the story?" Said, "We don't want the city to get into competition with us." They were willing to let him have it, except they would have had a bid for it, and it killed it. So, good design, and even though this is a very healthy and serious and supportive community, you get certain political factors, that says the city shouldn't enter into private enterprise, which is a mistake. They said, look, a restaurant there would have been wonderful, even if it was a fast food restaurant. A simple place would have been wonderful, overlooking the water. It would have been very successful. It just never happened. So there are a lot of missed opportunities, that you in the course of time. So that's the history of Peavey and the law.